Hi everyone, today I'm going to take you through a reading and comprehension activity. What I'm going to do is I'm going to read a story to you that we would have read in the school magazine if we were at school. So we're looking at one story this week. We'll have a lesson on one day on this story, and then we'll read part 2 of the story on another day with another lesson. So hopefully you enjoy the story and we'll have a look at it now. This story is called Dragon's Surprise, and it is written by Danielle Vieira, and it is illustrated by Cherie Fiala. Just follow your eyes along the words on the screen as I read. A burst of squeaks, squawks, and snarls swirled around the great cave. Dragonfly darted here and there, trying to help. Two powerful paws suddenly slammed down onto the stone table into the center of the cave. "What are we going to do about the dragon?" bellowed Bear. The chiefs of the animal clans glanced at one another. Eagle swooped down from a rocky outcrop. "I tried to soar over the valley, but the wretched dragon has wings of blistering speed. My feathers soon felt the singe of its sizzling breath." Elephant raised her trunk and trumpeted. "I tried to push my way through to the summer feasting fields, but the creature has claws like knives. My leathery hide ran red with blood." Oh, there's some interesting words there that are really describing what's going on. So I'm going to go back over a couple of them that I think you might not know what the meaning of them are. In the first paragraph, it says, "What are we going to do about the dragon?" bellowed Bear. Bellowed is another word for yelled, so that helps us to imagine that the bear is yelling that really loudly. The next sentence says, "The chiefs of the animal clans glanced at one another." Clan is another word for group, and chief is like a word for a boss. So it's saying the bosses of the animal groups glanced at one another, and glanced means looking. There's a lot of words in that sentence that are quite tricky actually, but it's just saying a group of animals are looking at each other nervously maybe. The next sentence as well, eagle swooped down from a rocky outcrop. A rocky outcrop, if you could imagine, is just like a little ledge of rock coming off a mountain. So he's just swooping down from up there. And I think that's all the words that I had noted that I needed to explain. So let's have a look at the questions now. What characters do we have in this story so far? So that means we need to go back and skim and scan for the names of the characters. So we've got Dragonfly, Bear, dragon, eagle, and elephant. So those were what we'd be writing down. And remember that when we write down the answer to these questions, we write it in a full sentence. So we would write the characters in the story so far are, and then list them. The second question is, what is the setting of the story? So this means, where is the story being told? And there is a clue for that in there when it's talking about, in the first paragraph, it says, he slammed down onto the stone table in the center of the cave. So the setting of where the animals are meeting at the moment is in a cave. So you need to write that one down in a full sentence for your answer. And the last question we have for this part is, what problem do the animals have? So what problem do the animals have? We need to reread it again to probably unpack that. So you could pause your video and read it, or read the text in your Google Doc, or sorry, your timetable as well. But it sounds to me like the problem they're having is that the dragon is not letting them go through the valley they need to go through to cross to where they need to be to get their stuff. So the dragon really is their problem that they're having so far. Silence fell as Elephant's words wafted away. "Has anyone actually asked the dragon if we can travel through the valley?" buzzed Dragonfly. Lion threw his head back and roared. "The dragon scorches and slashes whenever we come near. Is anyone brave enough to face such a demon?" Ooh, the lion does not like what the dragon's saying. Why is the lion laughing at the dragonfly, do we think? If we think about the size of a dragonfly animal compared to a lion or a dragon, the lion might be thinking, the dragonfly is not brave enough to ask the dragon this question. So do you think that might be why the lion is laughing at the dragonfly when he suggests this? He thinks that the dragonfly's idea is ridiculous. So when we are answering this question, we would be writing, the lion is laughing at the dragonfly because he thinks his idea is silly. Something along those lines. Nobody spoke. Dragonfly looked around as the animals stared sheepishly at the ground. "I am brave enough," he said. Thunderous laughter echoed around the cave. Bear bent down and peered at Dragonfly. "No, little one, this is a matter for the animals," he growled and swiped his paw. Dragonfly tumbled out of the cave and landed in the dirt with a small thud. Shaking slightly, Dragonfly stood and tapped each foot in turn. Confident that he was okay, he turned to gaze at the jagged peaks of the dark mountains. He took a deep breath and flew towards them. Ooh, and this is all we're going to read up to today. So I want you to think about what is going to happen next. What is Dragonfly going to do? What's going to happen if he meets the dragon? How do you think this is going to happen if the Dragonfly meets the dragon? And how can the problem be solved that the animals want to pass through the valley where the dragon is? So what do you think will happen next? That's using our skill of predicting to think about what will happen next in the story. I also want you to draw a picture of the dragon from the description in the text so far. So that would require us to probably look at the first page, the first paragraph we had, where it was describing what the dragon looked like. I don't want you to just draw a picture of a dragon the way you think it looks like. I want you to look at the description of the dragon that was in the text. And when you have your Google, your worksheets in your timetable, I will guide you to where the descriptions are. I will highlight the sentences for you to help you with your drawing. So those are your two tasks for this part of the text here. All right, so just to sum up, you have some questions to answer on this text. If you need to understand the text more or read it again, you will be able to find it in your timetable, or you can rewatch this video. Remember to write your sentences. Remember to answer the questions in full sentences, and let me know if you need any help.